Hey, water signs, Cancer, Pisces, and Scorpio. This is Christine, and this is going to be December general. Sorry it's late. I meant to get them out on the 1st. This reminds me of all work and no play make Jack a dull boy. And I don't mean you have to be entertaining to anybody else, but for right now, you've been headstrong about work. I mean, it's solid. Well, it's solid in terms of where your focus has been. It hasn't been on anything negative, but everything needs to be balanced because right now you're exhausted. You think about breaking away and taking some time to yourself because you know you need it, and you're losing enthusiasm, and you know you're so aware of the need for some type of change. But you're either having a hard time figuring out what to do to initiate the change, or you're afraid of it because it's right upon you. It's in the way you're doing things. It's really in the way this feels bitter. You might be bitter, but it could be because, and this is going to fall back on you, it's not about what the people around you are making you feel like, although some of you are starting to resent even your own families because of the responsibilities you have. And while the responsibilities are always going to be there, you might want to take a lighter approach to things. It's okay. And remember when you were a kid, the innocence that you had. And granted, you might have more responsibilities now than you did back then, but there's something to be gained from that innocence. And right now this feels skeptical, bitter, a little cynical, but I like that there's an awareness here. There's an awareness of what you need to do even if you're not sure how to do it yet. And that might be where the withdrawal comes in. You might have to cut this off, whatever's going on, long enough. You know, if it's outside sources that are making you feel overwhelmed by your obligations, you could be being hard on yourself. So whatever this is, lighten up a little bit. Because it's almost, I don't want to say you're losing hope, but you're certainly losing enthusiasm. And while we can't run around and do the things we love to do all the time, we can once in a while. We can take that time to ourselves, whatever makes you feel good. You know, as long as nobody's getting hurt by it. Because the spark is there, but it's dimming. Because there's no balance here. You got to have a work, home, life balance. And if you're a parent or a wife or a husband, you were a whole different, you were an individual person before you became any of these things. And it's time for you to remember what had you, what sparked you, what did you love as a kid? Innocently, you just, whatever it is that you love to do, the mindset, life is hard, and there's no getting around that. But it's so necessary that we take time to ourselves. It's not selfish. It's not. Even if you do have a family, obligations, work, the more you take care of yourself, the more you give to yourself, the more that you're going to have to give to the people around you. So there's a lot of major arcana in this reading. And the change is coming, and how it looks really depends on you. Because I could tell you, I could read these all day long, but if you don't initiate, we have you have self-will. And I'm sorry, I don't feel like I said that right. You have the capacity to do what needs to be done, but you've got to sort out the way you're feeling about everything first. a lot of you have an idea of exactly what it is you want to do. Something, I don't even want to say you're excited, because the thought of something, you might think, you don't feel it. You don't feel enthusiastic about a new beginning. You don't feel enthusiastic about what you have going on right now. You're tired and you're bitter. And you could probably say that all the people around you that need you for one reason or another, that it's them, but it's not, because if you're not in a good place, you're not going to be able to process anything that's going on around you. There's a lot of confusion here. Confusion, and you feel unstable, but you just can't put your whole focus on work. It just doesn't work like that. And if you define yourself by the money you make, that's a mistake. Nothing wrong with working hard, but there's many elements to having a fulfilling life. And if you keep up like this, you're just going to get lessons. There's no inspiration here. You're just going to become bitter, because it's time for change. It's time for something new. It's going to be different for all of you, because these are general, but it is time. But I don't feel like you're going to be making any leaps right now. You got to take a look within and take care of yourself. And enjoy the special little, especially with the holidays here, and maybe that's why the reading's coming out this way. It's a time to reconnect to the innocence that you felt as a kid. And even in the Oracle, it says you pulled this Oracle to remind you to have fun and to remember the little joys of life. Have you been too serious lately? Have you forgotten what it's like to make time to play and be silly? And I know that sounds goofy to some of you, because you're grown-ass adults, but there's nothing wrong with that. And really think about something that you genuinely enjoyed as a kid. You know, keep it simple. All right, guys, thank you so much for watching. Please be sure to like, follow, and subscribe, and I'll talk to you soon.